Hey guys, welcome to Chat with KST. Today is Tuesday, October the 31st, 2023. So, first and foremost, to those of you who celebrate Halloween, I just want to say happy Halloween to you guys. And of course, some of us we do not celebrate it. So, I mean, you guys who don't celebrate it can just bypass that one. But anyway, let's start off with our quote of the day. This quote I grabbed was by Napoleon Hill. I mean, if I can find it, right? All right. So he says, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. So I feel like I totally agree with Napoleon Hill. I feel like sometimes we may want to be like larger than life in the things that we do and the way that we show up in this world, but we just don't have the things that allow us to do so. So in the meantime, do small things, and those will become the building blocks and the stepping stone to all the amazing things, grandiose things that we want. Right? That's something that I just learned through maturing. All right. So, what we're going to do is jump into these topics, but let me introduce myself first. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kay, and this is Chat with KST, an entertainment podcast where we discuss celebrities and the various controversies that they have going on in the media. So we just kind of keep up with the topics and stuff like that, keep up with the conversation, and just discuss, right? So it should just be like a chill, calm hour and a half, 2 hours, however long the show goes on for. So now that you guys know who I am, let's jump into these topics. Now, I'm gonna be quite frank. Um, like I be cussing a little bit over here, but not too much. So that's just a heads up. But I was fucking up the other day, right? And I say that because for those of you, oh yeah, I should have mentioned this as well. The audio podcast is of course on Spotify or Apple Podcast, and the visual is on YouTube where you guys can see me. But where I have been fucking up at is I have this microphone and I keep like bopping around, telling you guys the things, the juicy details. And I be looking back and I'm like, hold on, I can't even hear myself. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you see me pressed against this mic, don't judge, don't make any commentary on it. I am just trying to allow you guys to hear exactly what I'm saying and not have it be in and out, in and out, in and out. All right, so that's there is that. Let me pull these topics back up and let's jump into it. So yesterday we ended off with Little Uzi Vert expressing his emotions on IG. Now, the way in which Little Uzi Vert chose to express himself, I found this to be very eloquent, very poised, very like I feel like I don't know if it was like his PR team that helped him out with it, or this is actually how Little Uzi Vert is. And matter of fact, I don't think his PR team even helped him out, right? Because there were some typos in it. I just feel like he that came from his heart, and to see such a genuine message come from Little Uzi, I didn't quite expect it. Now, we did discuss how celebrities can be real chaotic with their emotions and the way in which they respond to things that are going on in their daily life. So seeing Little Uzi Vert, even though feeling as though he's not as close to his family, or his relationship isn't going as good as he wanted and he's not quite where he wants to be in his career, he didn't come online and like throw an emotional temper tantrum, which was really good. And I advised the girlies to just tap into him and like, follow his footsteps as it relates to this, right? So next up, we have Summer Walker and Chrisean. Now, Summer Walker and Chrisean, they had the incident where I told you guys that I felt like Summer Walker was a mean girly. Right now, this report is from like 4 days ago, so I am like catching up, playing catch up. But let's just jump into what the neighborhood talk had to say about Summer Walker and Chrisean, right? So Summer Walker tells Chrisean she wasn't using the doll to make fun of Junior's back. Chrisean says she reached out to Sexy Red to see if she was tripping about the situation. So Sexy, why you gonna even mm. Let me see if I can pull these text messages up. All right, you should be the last to hand out advice is what it says. So is this between Sexy Red and or between Summer Walker? You know what? These text messages, let me just go and see the write up from the neighborhood talk. So the neighborhood talk says the DM exchange between Summer Walker and Chrisean that Chrisean posted and deleted. Summer says she wasn't making fun of her and Junior at Walmart. Chrisean says she even reacted out. She even reached out, to Sexy Red to figure out why Summer would shade her. Thoughts, neighbors? Okay, so my thoughts on this is that yes, Summer Walker can sometimes show up as a mean girl, and like she likes to say, she's like in her villain era, right? So I feel like that's not me like shading her or saying something bad. I feel like it's something that Summer Walker has said out of her own mouth. Now, I just feel like Chrisean, if you're going to feed into it and give it attention, then feed into it, give it attention, respond. But to bring like Chrisean has this way of like name dropping other artists. And I feel like it's something that has to stop. She does it with Little Baby a lot. And I'm just like, Chrisean, you can't keep every time you get into some shit, you start, oh, I spoke to this person, I spoke to that person, I spoke to this person. I get it, you're cool with them, all of that. But remember, like, they're going to, if they feel a genuine connection with you, they're going to genuinely express their sentiments. How do you know that they want these sentiments floating all around the internet as like in regards to how they feel? You know what I mean? So I just feel like the name dropping that Chrisean can do sometimes is a little bit unnecessary. So, yeah, I just wouldn't have brought up Sexy Red. Okay, so it's seeming as if Little Meech and Summer Walker are back together. They were spotted out a couple times. According to the Shade Room, it appears that Summer Walker and Little Meech may be back on good terms. The singer posted a photo of the actor earlier, and now it looks like they may be enjoying dinner together. All right, so let's take a look at this video clip. All right. So, that there, look, I just feel like I can't see the faces, but I also can't confirm or deny if that is who's on her screensaver. But the Shade Room does say that, hey, they are seen out together, so they may be back on good terms. I do have some photos of them coming up later on in the show, actually together. So let's just wait for those, just so that we'll have those actual receipts, right? So according to Hollywood Unlocked, Tasha K says she asked Nicki Minaj to reconcile with Cardi B and was told to sign an NDA. I'm gonna be honest, Tasha K, I would have told you the same thing. I would have definitely told you the same thing. Um, in the industry, I feel like everything is all about imagery and how you present yourself. And when you value your imagery, when you not even when you value your imagery, it's like when you realize that your net worth is connected to the way in which people view you, you remove any negative things that can come in the way of that. Because not only are you like fucking with me, now it's like you're fucking with my bag. So I feel like I would have definitely asked you to sign an NDA as well. But let's see. Let's jump into it.
The punishment is set in stone. The only way to go is up. And if I go up, her money goes up. That's what I want. I want all of this behind me. I truly want to see Nicki and Cardi. And I've said this to Nicki. I said this to her. She didn't like it. She'll go through bouts when she'll talk to me and she won't talk to me. I don't care because I'm not starstruck like that. I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, you and Cardi are the same. And she was like, what? I said, you are the same. But the difference is I'm giving you grace and I hold her accountable, but you're older. And the reason why I didn't sign the NDA that she wanted me to sign was because I said, if I sign an NDA, the punishment is set in stone. And this is before we went trial, me and Cardi. I said, if I sign this lifelong tight till death do us part, even after life NDA, I might as well not go to court with Cardi. So it's like y'all, they are truly the same, and they have good traits that make people excited, right? They get their brands excited, but one who's experienced is not sharing her wisdom with someone who's young and up and coming. And I know that's hard for her because of how the industry tore her down. But Nicki truly has the tools and the resources to help pull this young lady up. And even if she helped to pull her up, it's not going to pull Nicki the fuck down. For you, and this is before.
Okay. So I feel like that is a lot to digest as it relates to what Tasha K just said. Now, I feel like everyone would love to see Cardi B and Nicki Minaj on good terms, right? I feel like maybe the stands on Twitter are like, no, but for the most part, we all want to see Nicki and Cardi be on good terms. What I'm not going to do is allow, a situation like this to placate Nicki Minaj as the bad guy. Now, I feel like if Tasha K is now reconciling things with Cardi B, that is good for her, not only in terms of her emotional health, mental health, her image on social media, but it is also good for her financially. So I feel like Tasha K should accept the the gates of heaven that God has opened up for her in terms of her not having to be indebted to Cardi B. So I feel like Tasha K should put her focus there. As it relates to anything else in terms of Nicki and Cardi, I feel like we have to allow people to come to their own decision as it relates to who they want to speak to and who they want to connect with. Now, again, I would love to see Nicki and Cardi connect with each other. I'm just saying, Tasha's trying to kill two birds with one stone. And it's like, all right, Tasha, hold on there, buddy. And I feel like there's also this element of speaking her truth, yeah, but being a little bit too honest in this moment, right? And what do I mean by too honest? Sometimes you can omit certain things when you are venting, right? Just keep it in the cut, right? But like even signing the NDA, I wouldn't have brought that up. Even like saying, "Oh, well, I hold Cardi accountable, but I don't hold you accountable." Like even like things like that, I just would not have brought it up. Why would I have not brought it up? Tasha K, you chose to not hold Nicki Minaj accountable. Nicki Minaj didn't say, "Hey, get online and don't hold me accountable for all the things that I've done." You willingly chose and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to focus on that. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on this." This was something that you chose to do. So we have to sometimes take accountability for our own actions and be like, you know what? I see that I'm not taking this person accountable anymore. So instead of articulating it every time you get on your platform, you hold her accountable, right? If that messes up whatever relationship you and her may have behind the scenes, then that's also something that you would have to face as well, which I know like Tasha K always speaks and says, "Hey, look, I'm not here for the celebrities and I'm not here, like I'm here to make my bread and be authentic and not be watered down by the celebrities." So I understand that aspect. So I feel like she has to decide what aspect she wants to take in this time without bringing the Nicki Cardi stuff together. And the reason why I feel like that is because I feel like she's in a good spot and we're just not trying to like imagine a world where Tasha K can coexist with Nicki on the left, Cardi on the right. Not saying that like they'll be best friends, but what I'm saying is when you do find yourself in the entertainment industry and you are able to coexist and be friends with both, that is a very, very, very sweet spot to be at. So sit there. Don't try to, okay, because I'm cozy with this one now, say what I always wanted to say about that one, or because of this one pissed me off, I'm gonna say something about that one. No. If you're gonna be cool with them, where both exist, and if you're gonna be in a world where where you can exist with one being on your left, one being on your right, not try not to be mixy and like bring news or whatever, which I don't feel like she would. But I'm just saying that because it can happen, right? I just feel like just kind of stay in the middle. Just stay in the middle. Like you're right there. You're right there. Don't mess it up. Right. So that's just my advice to Tasha K, to just not allow her emotions to pull her with the ebb and flows, and to be strong in where she wants to be and how she wants to market herself moving forward. Anyway, according to the Shade Room, Chris Brown has been sued for allegedly assaulting a man in London nightclub earlier this year. All right, so according to the Shade Room roomies, hashtag Chris Brown was involved with another lawsuit after he allegedly smashed a man over the head with a bottle of Don Julio 1942 in February at Tape nightclub in England. According to TMZ, Daiwa, I don't know how to say that person's name, claims the singer used the tequila bottle like a weapon. This man who was assaulted described the attack as crushing blows to his head, where he was knocked unconscious. However, this person who was allegedly assaulted by Chris Brown, claims that that didn't stop Chris Brown when he was knocked unconscious. In addition, he had to be hospitalized due to his alleged injuries, which include cuts on his head and torn ligaments in his leg, which, while it is unclear what led to this alleged incident, The victim says he knows Chris for nearly 7 years and thought the singer was coming up to hug him at the nightclub. Reports state the victim injuries may be permanent. He claims to be suffering serious emotional distress and trauma. He is seeking damages from Chris Brown. All right. So, one thing I'm going to always say when I see people are seeking damages from these celebrities, it seems to me like a money grab. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, it's like, okay, well, it's a celebrity. I can sue him. I can sue her. Right. So just seeing that he's pursuing damages right there just makes me feel like, okay, this is a money grab. But we cannot negate the fact that this man does say he was allegedly assaulted, right? I feel like if this man was indeed assaulted, I do feel like Chris should be held accountable for his actions, because I feel like Chris has to realize that at some point he can't continue on the same path of like hurting people. He can't continue on the same path of not giving a fuck, right? I feel like he has to realize that his actions does have consequences. That is, if this story is indeed true and it's not just a money grab. Again, this is all alleged, right? As for this man, I would like to see how much, I feel like, to kind of like, when you're analyzing these stories and stuff like that, I feel like to get the full grasp of what's going on, you want to know all the details. So if I'm able to know how much this man is seeking in damages, I can definitely tell, like, okay, well, it's definitely a money grab, right? Because even if, like, let's say we don't know, according to the Shade Room, how this fight may have started, but let's say him and him and Chris Brown were actually cool, right? He said he did know Chris Brown for 7 years, right? And him and Chris Brown did get into a little scuffle, right? You all right? So if I know you for 7 years, I'm in the industry. I like a friendship can develop, can ensue, and if we aren't on the best of terms, right? And I see you and we get into a little scuffle, right? A little scuffle, we're friends or whatever the case may be. I'm like, yo, man, like, like just this little scuffle. But I have ulterior motives. I would then go and sue you and make the damages seem worse than what they actually are. So I just hope that there isn't like any foul play as it relates to this thing. But yeah, share your thoughts and comments down below if you're listening to this on YouTube. What are you thinking about Chris Brown being sued? Do you think he's being held accountable for his actions, or do you feel as though it is a money grab? Let's start a conversation on this. All right. So this whole
Somebody back to come and get me.
this whole Bari JT situation, I'm not even gonna jump back into that. I feel like JT cleared her name on the Breakfast Club, and we're just gonna keep it at that. All right. So, do y'all remember a viral video of Chrisean being? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm getting cold. Let me close this window. Okay, that is much, much better. All right. So my question to you guys is, do you guys remember that viral video of a Chrisean at, I think it was a Baddies event, and I think it was like her stylist, makeup artist. I don't know. It was someone in the crew. And of course we'll get more details on this. But it was someone in her crew, and she decided to just bang, deck this person right in the face. I think this is the lady that is filing a lawsuit against Chrisean for the premiere party. So let's see what is on site had to say. Chrisean Rock faces legal trouble as she is hit with a lawsuit alleging that she caused physical and emotional harm to another woman. The lawsuit brought by Irby LaShayla has been filed against Chrisean Rock, which includes accusations of assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, according to Radar Online. According to the lawsuit, Irby attended the premiere of Chrisean's reality show Baddies East on January the 22nd, 2023, where the alleged incident occurred. According to the woman, she visited Chrisean to say hello and compliment her on her appearance. As mentioned in the lawsuit, Irby brought up a previous professional association with Chrisean, then promptly turned around and started to walk away. Suddenly, and without warning, Chrisean physically assaulted Irby, and Irby was tackled. The suit reads. The alleged victim has stated that she experienced both physical and psychological harm, resulting in medical expenses. Irby's lawsuit is seeking damages of an unspecified amount. Yeah, okay. Chrisean, who announced her pregnancy with on again, off again boyfriend Blueface in January, was involved in a separate altercation with two women on the night in question. Okay, so that's the thing. We don't, all right, reading this article from its on site, I can't tell you that it was indeed the video that went viral. That's the first one that popped up in my head, but the reports say that she was involved in two other altercations that night. So she fought 3 times. She fought 3 different people. So it could be the one in the video that went viral, but it can also be one of the other 2. Now, my thing is I just be feeling like not that these celebrities shouldn't be held accountable for the things that they do, because I'm telling you, if let me tell you something, make me get rich and famous and me go on the show and on the thump off my face the way of me I go sooner. But and for those of you who didn't understand what I just said, I'm just saying, if I was to ever become rich and famous, I would and I would go to one of these shows, and let's say someone like a Chrisean knocks me in the face, I would definitely sue. However, on the other hand, I wouldn't wait 11 months, 10 to 11 months. What was the point of waiting so long? You know? And I feel like when we're now hearing about it, I don't know when the lawsuit was filed. That wasn't really specified in the article, but I'm assuming that if the lawsuit was brought against her a while back, we would have already had that conversation. So we're just going to assume, and it is wrong to assume, but just for the sake of argument, that she just filed this lawsuit, it just makes me question everything. Like, sis, your injuries are healed. Emotionally, socially, mentally, you should be you should have moved on from this right now. We've all moved on from it. But then again, who knows? We can't tell one how to heal. We did discuss this yesterday, and this is Gunplay being arrested again after he was caught violating Von Shay's restraining order for the 8th time. Yeah, this man.
That with my dad, and you had 4 kids, and you had.
All right, so Kris Jenner. Ooh, let's talk about her. Now, I don't even know why I wanted to add Kris Jenner to the lineup. I normally don't. I normally refrain from talking about the Kardashians and the Jenners and all of that. But I don't remember what this story was from 4 days ago, so I can't remember what was going through my mind when I added it to the lineup. But we're going to listen to it together and figure it the hell out. So, according to the Neighborhood Talk, Kris Jenner admits to cheating on her first husband, her first husband, Robert Kardashian, is her biggest regret in life. I thought the grass was greener somewhere else. Yeah.
To family and this whole thing. Yes, I know you were really young, which is a big factor.
I think being really young and dumb is something that plays into it because you don't really understand the consequences of your actions.
But what was my
Appreciate
dad
the
not doing
consequences
that made you want to look elsewhere?
I don't know, because he was such a great husband and such a great dad. And I think that I fell into a situation where I thought that the grass was greener somewhere else. And I made a huge mistake. That's like my life's biggest regret.
When I got divorced, Robert and I became best friends. We talked on the phone all day long, helped each other through things all the time. And I did have regrets. I thought, wow, what was I thinking? So I just want Chloe to be really careful when she makes these decisions and she has to let somebody go.
You know, I'm not proud of the way that I behaved during that time, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I really do live my life by thinking God has a plan. And without that whole thing happening, there never would have been Kendall and Kylie.
Right.
Okay. So, let's dissect. I feel like to answer the previous question that was illuminating in my head, like, why the hell did I pick this story? I feel like maybe I had to listen to the clip, because after listening to the clip, I've been feeling those same emotions. I even expressed that in our podcast yesterday, where it's like, when I was a kid, I thought I was like doing all the right things. And then it's like when you grow older, it's like, what the fuck were you really doing? Like, you had no idea, and you still kind of don't have any idea. So I feel like when we're able to see people look back and say, hey, if I knew what I knew now, I would have made this decision. I feel like that should be a learning lesson to us, especially us as women, because I don't really feel like men have much regrets. Or let me not say that, because they be going through their midlife crisis, buying a new car at 50, doing all of this. But I just feel like it's really good when you can assess what you've been through and openly share it, right? Now, what I was going to say was, when you guys are making decisions in your life, especially if anyone that is typically younger listening to me, try to literally weigh out everything as it relates to work, as it relates to marriage, right? Are you thinking something is greener on the other side when you already have the Bentley parked in your driveway? Are you about to leave an 80 for a 20? It is a decision that a lot of people do later on regret in life, right? Now, what I really also wanted to say about Miss Kris Jenner is that she's a bad bitch. Like, let's just, like, even though I'm not the biggest Kardashian fan, I'm not a fan at all of the Kardashians, the Jenners. I feel like they are beautiful women, especially Kylie Jenner. I feel like Kim is the social butterfly of the sisters, but I just feel like overall, like, yes, we say, oh my God, like, Kris Jenner is controlling her children's life. She's saying, oh, Kris Jenner, like, she the one that be putting out certain things on the media. And you can't really get into the circle. It's just always them, and they protect each other, and like like granted, we can say all these things, but really and truly, when you look into it, what the fuck is wrong with that? What the fuck is wrong with a group of sisters and a mom having a tight ass fucking bond, where the mom cares about you, cares about your image, cares about everything, to the point where she fights and she protects you publicly? Like, really, what is wrong with that? Isn't it like super awesome? They have these events, and they get together as a family. They do all these different things. Like, is there really and truly anything wrong with it? Now, people do say Kris Jenner is controlling. But is it controlling, or is it, hey, I've been here before, so let me show you what to do? Negative press is a no. Right? So we really and truly should assess the family, and yeah, like, maybe not look at them as they're like the I wouldn't even say that, but we should probably refrain from the negative comments and feedback and thoughts that we have about their family dynamic. And again, for those of you who watched Keeping Up with Kardashians, and you know all the intricate details of their life, and you can like point out like small minute shit that happen, like, think about it. Don't small minute shit happen in your own family? Don't arguments come up for you in your family? Don't your sister date guys, you date guys, cousin date guys, or whatever, and shit happens within the family? So I feel like shit happens, but the structure, like, anyone who is like condemning the structure of this family dynamic, I feel like should assess their own family dynamic. That's one. Because we like to call a lot of things toxic, this and the third. And you know what? While we're on the topic of the freaking Kardashians, right? We're going to discuss, right? These girlies have been getting blamed for the beauty standard that they have created, and how it's so impossible, and why are they creating all these things, when I feel like, for one, they didn't even create the beauty standard. Let's just be real. They weren't the ones who created it. They liked it, and they went along with it, and then it became even more trendier, right? But what's wrong with them liking something, choosing to do it? Now, if you choose to be influenced by the beauty standard, then that's on you. That is on you. But blaming these women for influencing a particular beauty standard when you choose to tune into them, I feel like, ugh. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on the Kardashians, Kris Jenner, and all of that, because I just do feel like I refrain from talking about them, and they do get a lot of negative flack in the media. So just kind of watching Kris Jenner real quick, discuss, how she's feeling, and as it relates to her first husband, it did just bring up some of those things that I've heard in the media over the years, and I kind of just wanted to clear up and add my 2 cents to the Kardashians conversation. All right, so speaking of the Kardashians, we have Kylie Jenner here, but according to It's On Site, Black China speaks on Tyga kicking her out of their own home to date then 16-year-old Kylie Jenner. Says Tyga's friends packed up all of her things and kicked her out. All right, so let's listen.
That's a gift. Why did that relationship end, and why did you decide to move on?
I feel like it ran its course, and then he started talking to Kylie at the time, which was like, I think she was like 16 or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we was like engaged and stuff. So that's kind of like what ended it.
How did you find out about that?
I feel like the same way everybody else did, the internet. The internet could be brutal.
Yeah.
You found out through the internet that he was talking to Kylie?
Yeah.
Damn.
And how did you know to kind of like take it seriously? Because I feel like so often we see these things where people come forward with these, kind of crazy allegations. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. So was there kind of like a gut feeling that you had, or a reason that you really
No, it was actually when Tyga's friends had threw me outside of his house. Yeah. They
What?
packed my stuff up and put it in his truck at the time. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. And I never used to talk about these things, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm kind of done with all that. And I feel like people need to hear like my side.
Like what you've been through.
Yeah, it's been years. I didn't come out and be the bitter baby mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that must be.
I feel like time has passed.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
And that can be scary too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at the time when you met Tyga, he's this star.
Mm-hmm.
He's very successful. Has a ton of fans.
Yeah.
You're on the come up, so people don't know you as well, and like it's just super scary and intimidating to not only. It's almost like you have to not only face them, their friends, you also have to face their audience, and it must feel like you're never given the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like just that whole situation alone was kind of crazy for me. And I never really talked about this until today. Me and Kim, we were really good friends. Like I was on her show and all this stuff like that. We lived in the same community. And then her little sister started, talking to Tyga, which was kind of crazy because she was like underage.
Okay. Hold on.
And everybody had kind of came at me and started attacking me. And it's like, nobody's seeing like the betrayal that was like going on behind my back of me talking to somebody, Kim, and then her little sister, which she has no control over, you know what I mean? Started talking to my fiance, and then I get attacked. And it's like, how does that work? But yeah, that was kind of crazy. Yeah. So, and then what makes it even more wilder is like, even the whole thing with me and Rob, like after that, because Rob would like hit me up on the DM and I'm like, okay, what do y'all want now?
Right.
Like, what are y'all like?
So
like, what is it?
It felt almost like
it was like, what are y'all trying to do to me now? Like, dude, why is your brother in my DM? And then I started talking to him and I'm like, okay, like this guy is like actually really cool. And like the type of person I am, if anybody meet me, like I always want to help and like give like a lending hand, especially if I know like you got something. I'm like, you get up and do your thing. You know what I mean? Like you could pop out or do whatever it is that you want to do and I'll help you. And that's how that happened. And then we just fell in love and then we had dreams. So I'm
like, that's a gift.
All right. So, I was reading this comment here by the Shy's The Limits. The Shy's The Limit. I don't understand the name, but anyway, he or she says, that's crazy. He has not been held accountable for dating a 16-year-old, a child. Oh my lordy, loud. I don't really think people are ready to have this age conversation. I don't think we're quite ready for it. Now let's just speak on the specific story and then I'll speak on my opinion, right? Now, Black China, I feel like this was a very bad situation for Black China. I remember watching it. I remember people feeling like, hey, yo, sis one-upped the girls because she went and did what she did with Rob Kardashian. And China was like, hey, I wasn't even worried about them. I was just like, moving along with my life, right? Now, as it relates to her expressing how she feels, I feel like the way in which she did it is very appropriate. Like, I don't remember like her coming out a couple years ago and being like, oh my God, blah, 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 like screw the Kardashians or whatever, like blah, blah, blah. I don't remember that. I just remember her suing them for her show not being able to be on TV anymore and stuff like that. I do remember that there was some tit for tat, but I don't remember her like being really like vulgar with it, right? And I do feel like the best way to address certain negative emotions or negative experiences is to definitely just sit down, express it, or express it the way in which Little Uzi Vert did yesterday. So I feel like Black China is just like, clearing up some of the things that we saw happen to her, and she wants us to know, her side. Totally fine, understood. Black China, I hope you have moved on, because we have as well. But good luck. Now, the conversation that I really want to have is with the age thing, right? Now, I am like, listen to me. I'm going to put this disclaimer out there right now. Right now. You're entitled to your opinion. I am entitled to mine. Okay? This is not me condoning or saying that people should not be held accountable. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is we need uniform. Like, we need unity. Like, we need uniformity, or whatever the word is. We need it to make sense all across the board, right? So this comment here that says, like, why hasn't he been held accountable for dating her when she was 16? All right. I associate these, and it's something that just came to my mind, but I associate these situations where back in the gap, way long when older men dating 16-year-olds. Disclaimer, when I was 16, I dated somebody who was extremely older than me. He was my first. It happened when I was young. It happened. Was it not consensual? Absolutely not. I was the one who was actually like, hey, let's do this thing. But instead of all that to say that when I was 16, the person that I dated was much older. Now, because I've had that experience, I know what it's like to consent to something, but societal norms telling you like, hey, no, you're not consenting. This is that, blah, blah, blah. So I have that aspect, right? So I'm coming from that point of view as well. That's one. I also have, okay, I'm really trying to like tread these lines very, very lightly, but I'm gonna just get into it. If it would be like the equivalent, right? In 1900 when, right? In 1800 when, slavery was literally acceptable. Literally acceptable, something that everyone was partaking in. They didn't give no fucks. This is what we are doing. Dun 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 dun. Right? That's what they did. Now, would it be right to bring up some shit from 50 years ago, right? And then want to hold the person accountable when everyone was doing it 50 fucking years ago? Right? Oh, I heard you had slaves a couple of years ago. You're a racist. But then it was like everybody in the community had slaves. So how are you going to call me a racist, but you're not calling that person a racist? Right? So that's how I kind of, that's like the thought process and where I'm going with this. Now, we see the Bill Cosby, we see the R. Kellys, we see it, right? We see it all going on. Now, the question that I have no issues with these men being held accountable 50 plus years later. What I'm saying is, if we as a community are going to hold one person accountable, let's hold the whole fucking field accountable. So the white man with the island with the freaking kids, his reputation need to be tarnished. Mr. Playboy, his reputation need to be tarnished. all these other people who created these different things for it to be okay for these things to go on, their reputation should also be tarnished. Okay? So I get it. We're on Tyga right now, and Tyga needing to be held accountable for dating 16-year-old Kylie. But what I'm saying is, if no one said anything at that fucking time, not the mother, not the father, not Kylie, not the fans, not anyone, not Kylie, why are we now going to say, oh, Tyga needs to be held accountable for this thing, when he wasn't the only one at that time dating girls? Okay, he's what, I don't know how old he was, maybe he was like in his 20s, early 20s, whatever. She's 16, blah blah, fresh out of whatever. Like, I don't think people really think things through when they decide to say them. I feel like people project their own things on to other people's situation, because again, if mommy, daddy didn't complain, this was public, fans didn't complain, it wasn't one of those things where it was something behind the scenes, cops never showed up at the residence, no one was going on social media, like if these things never occurred, why would we now hold him accountable for that? Why? And that's the comment I was kind of responding to. And like I said, the reason why I even brought up the whole slavery ideas, and I hope you guys are able to correlate the two, is that if everyone was doing it right, everyone should either be held accountable, or we're gonna turn a blind eye to everyone, because again, everyone was fucking doing it and no one was saying shit. And I'm talking about slavery, I'm not talking about Tyga's situation. But anyway, that just kind of like popped into my mind, and I kind of like wanted to express those sentiments. I don't think Tyga should be held accountable for dating Kylie Jenner. If we're going to hold Tyga accountable for dating Kylie Jenner, then we're going to have to hold Kris Jenner accountable for knowing about what was going on. We're going to have to hold Dad accountable. We're going to have to hold a lot of other people accountable. Right? Do you see the rabbit hole that you go down when you start doing that? Okay. And look, I'm here for a debate. I'm here for learning, growing, and understanding new ideas and stuff like that. So definitely, if you're watching this on YouTube, share your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Do you feel like, we should dredge up all of this past shit and hold these people fucking accountable, hold a few individuals accountable? Or do you believe, like me, if we gonna go through the work of dredging up all of this old shit, we're holding everybody accountable, no strays, like everybody's being held accountable, and we're gonna move forward? And if we can't hold everyone fucking accountable, then we're all going to turn a blind eye to it all, right? But yeah, went off on a little tangent there, but hey, when am I not going off on a tangent? So according to It's On Site, Chrisean Rock responds to Summer Walker's latest message regarding her TikTok video. Sorry. Yeah, acting like I won't beat anybody in my path.
Then your response for the shade room was kind of like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. You're the same bitch reaching out, talking about, hey, do you need any help? I see how this new mommy shit, don't worry about it. And then you, the same bitch that joined the hate train, the mockery, the joke of Rock. All right, but I ain't making no mockery of you having 3 fucking kids, no man, in a fucked up BBL. Like, my nigga, a lot of motherfuckers, y'all got no room to talk about or mock people, joke on people for the fun of it. Check your life before you start fucking playing with other people. Real shit. And then y'all acting like I'm gonna beat the shit out of anybody that crossed my path. Like, stop playing with me, my nigga. What the fuck? Let's kick and giggle. Fuck. The fuck? Take all your clout. Everybody clout chasing off me, and that shit is evil as fuck.
All right. So that's what Chrisean Rock had to say, and I do hope that this is the last of this incident. I do feel like she's being completely honest when she say, hey, you know what, you acting like I won't give it up how I give it up, right? So there's that aspect of it. And also I feel calling Summer Walker out, right? A lot of people, because they're not happy within their own lives, they tend to like point the finger and make jokes about the other person. So when the other person decides to clap back now, it'd be like, ooh. So I feel like it is one of those moments. I feel like if Summer Walker wants to continue on this villain era, I just do think she needs to understand that, hey, clapback season and be ready for it. Or she can take the approach from now and take a new direction. Hey, but I do feel like, hey, Chrisean is allowed to stand up for herself. And when I don't send for you and you come for me, the doors to hell open. I feel like that's full game for me to respond to you however I want to. So that's what Chrisean had to say, and Minarangar. All right, so
oh my god.
According to the Shade Room, Russell Wilson rented out the entire Waffle House to celebrate Ciara's birthday. We did wish Ciara a happy birthday a couple days ago. You know how Cece is. But let's look and see what Russell did for her.
Babe, this is like next level. This is like top. My honey knows how much I love Waffle House. He rented out the whole Waffle House, and I am the happiest girl in the world. This is crazy.
Well, it's the M.I. Brooklyn, coming around the South from the street. Having the lows in that old Southern slouch, please. Ain't nothing but incense in my atmosphere. I'm bending corners in my lag bar, cause that's how we been rolling here.
Hey, babe, this is like, for sure, one of the most epic things that you've ever done.
Waffle House.
I love you.
Well, I know that pregnant belly wants some waffles and some eggs.
Yeah, I need all that.
Happy birthday to you.
All right. So I feel like this is an example of, how, when someone cares for you, they decide to go above and beyond for you. And I also feel like this is an example of like kind of like regular degular stuff. Now, what do I mean by that? She's literally at a Waffle House. She's Cece. She's not on some yacht somewhere having drinks. She's not like, she doesn't have the spectacular part. Like, she's not like, it's not like a like, it is grandiose because look, he literally rented out a Waffle House. But what I'm saying is, let's say you're not somebody who can afford to rent out a Waffle House. Like, it's still cool to take your girl out to the Waffle House because hey, she enjoys it and it's for her birthday. It's like, okay, I watch you. I know what you love. So let's just do what you love on your birthday. It's your day. I don't have to go get Birkin, go get cars, go fly you out to 20 different locations. Don't get me wrong, there is also a time for that. There is a time for the flying out for the cars and all of that, but I do think that there is a time to recognize love and just appreciate your partner for who they are and doing what they love and spending time with them when you know your partner. So I feel like this was a really amazing gift, and it should be showing the youngins that, hey, look, it ain't nothing wrong with going to a Waffle House for your birthday. Nothing wrong with it. So yeah, shout out to these two. All right. So Azel E did sit down with the Shade Room, and one of the comments she made was about Doja Cat, saying that she has the best cosmetic surgery in the game. And she also claims that Carmelo Anthony tried to shoot his shot. Let's listen.
We're gonna do a cute little rapid fire.
Okay.
To send us off. Who would you say has got the best cosmetic surgery in the game?
Doja Cat.
Doja, does she have some?
Girl, you seen the Juicy video.
Okay, Doja. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
It's your beauty, not your booty.
Who are 3 public figures who've shot their shot at you?
Post-divorce?
Post-divorce, pre-divorce, pre-single, post-single, all the things.
Carmelo Anthony. Is that Carmelo?
Really? When? When he was married to Lala?
Post-divorce.
Okay, post-divorce.
I love you, Lala.
I love Lala.
I love her too.
Yeah.
Carmelo.
Because I was ready to fight. If it was
no.
Right.
No. One that I definitely not responding to now is Jack Boy.
Okay. You're on your last one. Just one more.
Okay, Big Baby.
Big Baby?
Glenn Davis, NBA.
Oh.
We'll say Big Baby. We'll keep it safe.
Okay, keep it
If
safe.
you leave in the comments under the IG.
What's a question you wish you'd get asked but never is?
What will make you happy?
Well, what would make you happy?
To have the stability is what I crave most. To have the structure, the daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's so boring and it's so like corny. This is why Candy's with Todd. You know what I'm saying? Like just to keep 100. It's just because she.
Are you saying Todd is boring?
He gives her daily.
No, I understand what you're saying.
He gives her the daily routine. He takes care of the kids. She provides, you know what I'm saying?
Stability.
It's stability.
Well, what's a question you get asked a lot in which people would just stop?
How did it feel like when you got your butt done?
Huh? Well, how did it feel like? Because now I gotta ask you.
It was horrible. First of all, when you took the fat from one section and transferred to the next session, you couldn't lay down. You were bleeding out of places. You were sick. It was not a good feeling.
Yeah.
I got my butt done in 2015. We were in 2023. Now I love my booty results. I maintain it. I keep it up. I had a pregnancy. It got bigger. You know what I'm saying? You guys better respect them girls. Y'all be talking about with the ant bodies. Because
respect the ant bodies.
Respect the ant bodies. They went through a lot. To get them hips and the ant shape. Okay. And it will drop. Like Nikki said, the ass will drop.
That's the one thing I got out of this interview. Respect the ant bodies. They went through a lot.
All right. So I really, really love that young lady who sit down and doing these interviews for the Shade Room. I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's like the owner or she works for Shade Room. I know nothing about the Shade Room. All I know is that they influence culture and they always have these amazing topics on their blog. So there, I'm going to be there. But anyway, right, let's discuss now. They pointed out just a few things about what she said, but she did mention a lot. So honestly, saying that Doja Cat has the best cosmetic surgery, I didn't even think Doja Cat had cosmetic surgery. I feel like it would be maybe like a Beyonce that has like the best cosmetic surgery. I don't know, because you just can't tell. But that's, that's just my opinion. Now, Carmelo Anthony shooting his shot. I feel like, hey, look, if he's a free single man, he can do whatever he wants. If you and Lala weren't like close friends, I feel like everybody is friends in the industry, and friends with, air quotes, of course. But I feel like because everyone is friends in the industry, they all kind of date each other, right? So I feel like if we're not close, like bestie friends, then you know, like it shouldn't have been an issue. But anyway, there's also that. Now, she did speak about those ass shots. She did speak about the BBL or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, the ass shots, BBL. I don't know the difference. I don't want no difference because I have no intention of getting anything done to my back area. I got a little junk in my trunk and I'm good, okay? But I just always hear about how tumultuous these experiences are after you're done the BBL or after you've done whatever it is that you've done, after you've done the work. And even lipo, even I never really hear too much about negative experiences with the breast implantation, but I have heard about the lipo and the BBLs. And I would assume even if you do get a breast implant, I do feel like you're going to feel some form of soreness if you're going into surgery and you're going in an A cup and coming out a double D. Like I do feel like you're going to experience something, some kind of side effects, right? So I just feel like all in all, surgery is look, I did say, like, this is just between me and you guys, that I would do like the lipo 360 maybe like next year or so, when I'm able to like kind of see of the finances to do it, and also like develop the mental capacity to actually go in, you know, because I feel like that in itself is like, all right, you got to build up the strength to actually go sit down with these people. So it's like a lot going on there. But hey, look, if I do it, y'all be the first to know what my experiences are. I feel like Hazel E, let me just say, Hazel E is, the thing is, when you are constantly in the media, like Hazel E was, where she was on reality TV, then after being on reality TV, going through such a tumultuous divorce, I can appreciate the Shade Room for inviting her to do an interview, or whether she reached out to them, it doesn't really matter. But just for sitting down doing the interview to distract us a little bit from everything else. And I feel like she is aging perfectly. I feel like her career, like, it's not like Beyonce or anything, but it's Asian well. It's like we can go down in history like, oh yeah, Angel E was the one who was on reality TV. She did this, she did that, but hey, here she is now, you know, mommy living life. I just feel like it didn't turn out to be like a bad story for Hazel E, watching her growing up, which is always a good thing because you never know how someone's story will end, right? So I just feel like let's appreciate and celebrate people when they are on the right track. Now, let's move on. Now, Dwight Howard, according to the Neighborhood Talk, was receiving criticism amid the news that he had consensual sex with men. And basically his exact words were, whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. And I agree with this man.
Spend my time with. That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. And everybody don't need to know. You ain't got to say anything about what you doing in your fucking house. It's your house. You ain't got to explain that to nobody, no matter what they say. They can say anything. Who gives two shits? Y'all too damn nosy, worried about what I'm doing in my bed. Hell, the people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't got to tell nobody where I put my wood at, since y'all want to get to it. That ain't nobody business where I put my shit at. Y'all just weird. If you want to know what people doing in their bedroom or who they messing with and sleeping with, you are weird. You're the weird one. Oh, shoot, y'all heard about that? They said Dwight was in a text messaging a guy. Nigga, who cares? Who cares who I was text messaging? You just mad because I want text messaging. Yo, spend my.
All right. So here it is, Dwight Howard speaking out again about his the dilemma that he is currently going through. And how do I feel about it? I just feel like, hey, look, this man is speaking his truth, right? And I feel like as human beings, we should be able to take a page out of this man's book and live authentically as you are. You know what I mean? And don't really give two fucks about what the next person is going to say. So I respect and I applaud Dwight Howard for standing 10 toes down on his beliefs and being authentic to himself and living his life. You know, I feel like some people, they would have came on here and have been like, oh no, it's not true and blah blah, and we're like, hey, the milk is in the pudding. Like we kind of see everything. But I like the fact that he's just like, hey, mind y'all business. All right, so let's discuss Caesar from Black Ink Crew. Now, according to the Shade Room, Caesar Emmanuel claims Black Ink Crew made 1.2 billion BILLION, just so that can register for you guys. But the cash didn't receive, but the cast didn't receive a percentage of that money. So my question is, Caesar, how much did you really get paid? Right? Let's listen to what he had to say first, though.
You don't even know how much you're really making, bro. I was just curious, right? I was just curiosity, right? I had my lawyer look into it, right? How much advertising money Black Ink made, right? For the whole 10-year span. Bro, when he brought the numbers back, I pissed my pants almost, bro.
What was that number?
1.2 billion.
What?
Over 10 years of advertising. Bro, I gave you 1 point.
The follow to Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Yes. 1.2 billion? What? The whole cast didn't even get 1% of that, bro. 1.2. All right. That's my bad. Y'all got that. Now it's my turn to eat now.
They got that bad.
Bro, that's off one show. We ain't even talking about exactly.
They got that bag, son. That's over 100 million a year just off of one show.
It's not even a year. Think about it. It's still a year because it comes back, but in months.
Yeah, but it's over.
No,
time.
you know what I'm saying though. But in a month,
it's like 3-4 months, right?
Yeah, that's what now.
Yeah, not even because season is what we used to. They used to run us for 24 for a little. So you say like a couple months, but then
that's 6 months. That's 6 months, 24. That's half a year. That in working time on television, that's definitely
that's just for that 10 years. We're not talking about now because we streaming on Peacock, this, that.
Oh,
like,
do you get residuals from that?
Get residual what, bro?
They don't pay you no.
What? You don't even know how much you're really making, bro. I was just curious, right?
All right, so I just feel like remember earlier I expressed my sentiments on the Tyga dating Kylie while she was 16, and I feel like that is a very controversial opinion that I have because of course it's not the popular opinion, but I have another one. And hopefully I don't go off on this tangent for too long, but I do feel like the industry preys on young juvenile delinquents. Young juvenile delinquents. I do feel like the industry prey on them because they know that as a society, look, we have the 1% and the 99. So as society, we're 100, like 99.9% of the time a part of the 99%. So because we come from where we come from, we don't we want to see one of us prosper. So we enjoy seeing the started from the bottom, now we're here. We enjoy seeing people's glow up, people's success. We may not support them as much when they get there. When they arrive to the destination, we may bring back our support because, I mean, mentally, psychologically, I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe we can't really relate to that person as much anymore. Maybe we feel like this person has outgrown us, or this person is no longer within our 99%. They're now in the 1%. But for whatever reason, when they actually arrive at the destination, for some reason, we don't really care. But what the industry does know, and I feel like they do research on this, we love a glow up story where you are a juvenile delinquent. You literally come from under a fucking rock, and then what the industry does is they plastic you up, they create some drama, or they do something to make you famous and whatever, right? And then they dispose of you. And I feel like the reason why they do that, one, because of course we as the audience like to see someone from where we're at grow up and be successful, because it reaffirms our own beliefs that somehow we will also be successful. That's that aspect. And then two, because you're a juvenile delinquent, because you are someone who isn't so smart, you're young, you're hungry out here in these streets, you will literally sell yourself short. So the industry knows to prey on young people who are just like, even in basketball, in football, in all these different things, because the contracts that these people sign entering into their career isn't what they would sign 5-10 years down into their career. Now, is it to say, hey, you know what, people have entry level jobs, right? You start off from the bottom, but when you start off at an entry level job, you climb your way up to the top, right? And I feel like in these celebrities' cases, in most cases, they do what Hollywood wants them to do in terms of stand in front of the camera, do all of this, show all these negative aspects, show your trauma, connect with the audience through the trauma. And of course, they're not coaching you to do this. They've already vetted you and know that you will actually do this without them telling you. So you bring all of this and you engage the audience, just for they know the audience will then see like a glimmer of success in your eyes, and then may not be as interested in your story, or they know like, hey, audience, they tend to generally move on, and then they just dispose of you. Bye-bye, we don't want you anymore. And I feel like that is something that someone needs to do in the industry, is correct that. But guess what? Here goes the fucked up part about it, where Charlemagne the God always says, hurt people hurt people. So after you've now been exposed to this, right? Being a dumbass kid, going into industry, making it and all of that, realizing that, hey, you were just played, right? You know what the industry then does? You know what Hollywood then does? Do you know the psychological process that goes in these people's minds? All right, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50. I'm about to scope out the next person to do exactly what was done to me, which is why the cycle repeats itself. This is why the cycle repeats itself, because if you realize who's at the top now, right? They've just been breaded, right? For doing the same exact thing that was done to them. And this is not me. Like, there are people in Hollywood who calls out the bullshit, the Joe Buttons of the world, who be like, no, 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 no. And here we have Caesar as well explaining what happened. We had Dave Chappelle. So there are those whistleblowers in Hollywood, and there are those people who are like, hey, you know what? Let me teach my people, right? And if they're not like, let me teach my people, they're helping in some way, shape, or form change the way the industry runs. However, there are some people in Hollywood that choose to repeat these cycles. And how I know that they're choosing to repeat these cycles, look at Chrisean Rock. And look at Natalie Nunn. We literally, like, and I'm not saying that Natalie Nunn is like, because Natalie Nunn, like, if you see this girl, I'm not insulting you, but you, like, she's literally, yeah, she may make money and, you know, blah, blah, blah. She may be in charge and she may be like the top dog, but is she really the top dog? You know? But what I'm trying to say is, we were raised on looking at Natalie Nunn and blah, blah, blah. There was a point where Natalie Nunn had gotten like married, and I think she was still trying to figure it out. And then it was watching Blueface do what Blueface did. And then it's like, oh, hey, I was dumb enough to do all this shit I did back then. Let me get a group of girls who would be dumb enough to do this shit again. And then we continue the cycle. Now, again, I'm not saying that Natalie Nunn is the person that's responsible for it. I'm just saying we and then you hear, listen to what you hear, right? You hear, again, not calling you out, Natalie Nunn. I'm just using you as an example because you were like literally the first one that came to my mind. Then you hear Natalie Nunn, right? She's the one that's making the big bucks, right? While Blueface is here cursing out Chrisean, saying, what are you even making from baddies? So 5-10 years from now, Chrisean's gonna look around like, wait, how much did baddies make? Oh, millions, possibly $1 billion in this situation. How much did I make? Right? Because they know, like, when you're young, you're a kid, they give you a couple, they give you a house, they give you a car, give you a couple jewelry, a couple bags, you're good. But yeah, like, that's just the tangent that I wanted to go off on. After seeing this clip, I did warn y'all. I did warn y'all ahead of time that I was gonna go off on this tangent, right? So sorry about that. The cough, it's not going anywhere. If y'all can see. Okay, so if y'all are like on the audio podcast, of course y'all can't see this, but if y'all on YouTube, let's just take a 30-second break. All right, so y'all hear my cough, right? Every night I sleep, I have the this is so bad. It's so bad. This is why I'm sick, and I know it, and I refuse to correct it. Anyway, I have the heater on, right? And I have this window open. Y'all heard me say I was gonna close it earlier. I have this window and this window over here open. So the cold air is literally coming in while the heat is on, and it's knocking me because I'm right there on the bed. So yeah, just out here getting sick. But let's move on. All right, so according to It's On Site, excuse me, According to It's On Site, Ohio woman allegedly killed 4 men after luring them with sex, then drugging and robbing them. Now, I'm not even going to read this write up. What I am going to say is this is a part of what I was talking about earlier. Right? If we're going to hold, remember with the whole Tyga, Kylie, whatever, 16, whatever conversation we had earlier, if we're going to hold people accountable for preying on people, then it needs to be fair across the border. So this woman being held accountable for luring, drugging, and robbing not one lick of blood clot, man, not even two. It's like a threesome. No, the woman gone, we are 4. The woman gone, we are 4. Tell me, say the power of the pum pum no really it no work. Oh, you want as a woman. Look how all the woman steal. Luring 4 different man. Me never gonna read the story about it. I can read it. Oh, so it's according to It's On Site, a 33-year-old woman from Ohio has been charged with 4 counts of murder after allegedly meeting men for sex and drugging them to steal their belongings, according to Ohio Attorney General's office per People. Rebecca Auburn of Columbus is accused of drugging the men to paralyze them before robbing them. Don't buy sex in Ohio. It ruins lives and could cost you yours, Ohio Attorney General Dave Host said in a statement in the press release. Investigators have connected Auburn to 4 overdoses and robberies that occurred between January and June. Okay, so I was a little bit wrong. I thought, like, after reading the way how It's On Site did this write up, I'm like, okay, she had 4 men at once. So it's not 4 men at once. It's over the course of 6 months. Right? From January to June. So let me just clear that nugget up. The headline kind of misled me there, but that's fine. I'm happy we read through it and we were able to get the clarity that we needed for this story. Anyway, let's continue. No further details were disclosed on the type of drugs used on the men, and Auburn supposedly drugged them. Auburn also faces multiple felony charges, including involuntary manslaughter, aggravated robbery, and trafficking in drugs. Police suspect additional victims may be emerging. Anyone who has information, come forward. All right, so come. Mike will discuss this. This woman here, she needs to be held accountable for her actions. And in this write-up, it said that it was involuntary manslaughter. I need it to be murder, and I need it to be I don't know which one, if it's first degree, second degree. Look, I haven't been to class in a long time, so I can't really remember the freaking legal terminology, but it's the premeditated murder, because if this is over the course, and this is just something, of course the attorney is going to decide what they want to do, but this is just my like opinion, sitting in the corner of my room, deciding, analyze the situation. I feel like, if this is over the course of 6 months and they were able to land 4 guys, like, my nigga, you had to have known that the drugs that you were given to them were killing them. So after the first freaking time that you did it and you realize that, okay, that would have been involuntary manslaughter. But I feel like it's then premeditated murder for the next 3, because you literally scoped out what you were going to do, brought the drugs, did everything, and decided to do that. So, yeah, I just feel like she should definitely be held accountable to the full extent of the law. I feel like going around preying on anyone, women, men, child, I don't care who it is that you're preying on, it just should not happen. Like, I feel like I didn't want to say it, but I just be feeling like people be doing certain things and they feel like they're like innocently doing it, but it's like, no, it's not innocent. It's not. Like, I just don't like it. But anyway, let's move on from this Hawaii woman. I don't think she's gonna come out anytime soon. All right, so we haven't heard from Zanique in like forever in terms of the blogs. Of course, she is active on her social media accounts, but I'm talking about like seeing her in the blog, right? So was anyone surprised when they saw the neighborhood talk that said that Zanique says her Snapchat was hacked after a video of her dancing topless hits the timeline. Her exact words were, "Y'all, somebody hacked my Snapchat and leaked that bullshit as video wasn't even nobody child, or else I would have tried my best." LOL, niggas lame. I just feel like, again, this kind of behavior is absolutely unacceptable. If someone chooses to share their body with you, they've chosen to do so with you, not with the entire internet. And I'm just saying that in general because that's what we normally see, where a woman sends a picture to a man and the man decides that he wants to out her. In this situation, the person literally went into her phone. So this is even more diabolical. Like, you literally, she didn't even send you anything. Like, you literally went into her phone to hack her Snapchat to like do that. Like, even if you didn't even hack the phone, like let's say you did it where you got the passcode or what, like you had to like hack into her privacy, like cross her boundaries. Like, I just feel like this kind of behavior is just ridiculous. But she seems to not be too badly affected by this. So yeah, shout out to her. Now, what I want to say is, as you guys can see, according to the Shade Room, Miss Angela White got a new bae. It seems like her new boo is Derek Milano. I mean, Angela, like, at this point, Black China, do what you please. I am happy for you. I do feel like I have seen one thing I can give her kudos for. I have seen her take a break from men. Like, I have seen her do that. So because I've seen her taking a break from men, I feel like she should now have the maturity and should have healed from a lot. And I do see her doing her healing and stuff like that, with her changing her life like Alexis Sky. So I do feel like, hey, maybe she is really ready to enter into a new relationship, into her new chapter, right? So celebrate, Angela and her new man. All right, so here we have Kanye West. Kanye explains why he turned his back on the culture. Now, I think one of the biggest issues with Kanye's career is this right here. I think he is a very successful Black man, a very rich Black man. I think where Kanye may have stepped wrong in his career was with this, with the things that he kind of said. I remember like how he said in his song, like, what, dump her and get a white girl, something he had said in his song, and we like screamed it from the top of our lungs just to see him later marry Kim Kardashian. So he was being authentic in his lyrics. But again, I don't feel like this like destroys his career or anything. I just feel like that's been his, like, I just feel like that's where the disconnect between Kanye and the Black community is. The Black community feeling neglected by Kanye because we love him, we love his music, we love when he starts calling out the industry. We have a genuine love relationship with Kanye West. Even when he be off the bonkers, we be like, nah, that's Ye. We love him. We're standing beside him. You know the meme? That's my man, and I'm gonna stand beside him. Yes, I feel like the culture has been like that with Kanye West. I think the biggest issue has been this here. But let's listen.
What do you say to people that say you turned your back on the culture or
exactly
Black people?
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We are locked up. We went from 1 and 4. We went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3, but we always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale, and there's a lot of barren land. Disney bought a lot of it in Florida, but the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody bitch and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up and then saying you about prison reform. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro. Come on, man. This is a free man talking.
What do you say to people that say,
okay, I can get jiggy with what he says. I can definitely get jiggy with that. I do believe that, as a culture, and it's not even like I wouldn't even say like Black community, but like rap community, Hollywood and rap and hip hop and stuff like that. I do feel like we do need to graduate the way in which we do things. But again, remember what I said before, right? Of how Hollywood's like, they pick the people who are in the fucking trenches, right? And prop them up. People who don't know better, the people that they're like, we're like blaming the little babies, the little Dirks. We're like blaming these little kids, right? When who started it? Who started the gangster rap? Who started all of this? Right? Now, the children were influenced by that. Not only were they influenced by that, they've now seen that, hey, I can be successful doing this thing. You're a child. You don't, and think hip hop, think rap. We don't really see children in hip hop and rap who are starting in the hip hop and their rap career, seeing people buying land. No, they don't really see people selling crack. They don't really see people doing some real bad shit. So here we are, like throwing what they say, like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like, I just feel like you kind of have to take accountability a little bit, Kanye, in terms of, yes, you want to separate yourself from a toxic culture, but remember, the toxic culture is, one, what built you. Two, it's like if you want to make it better, you see something wrong with it, then fix it. Don't ignore it, because then you're going to ignore it, act like, oh, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. I'm making my money over here. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the issues that we're having with Hollywood. People not making the money that they're supposed to be making, people knowing better but not doing better, people having more knowledge but not wanting to share with the younger generation, people blaming the younger generation for creating the issues but not holding the not even say not holding them accountable, but not like holding the people in power who have these diabolical plans to contain an entire community account. Like, we're not holding those people accountable. The people who pull the strings, right? We'll see the puppet moving like this, right? And we'll wonder, oh, hey, why the puppet is moving like that? But hey, it's not the puppet controlling, it's the person who controls the strings. So I feel like Kanye and the Jay-Z's and all these different people of the world, because you know all the moving pieces, like, my dude, why not? You know? It's like I can call out all the bad and negative things about the culture and the community, but I'm not doing anything to fix it. I've actually chosen to separate myself from it because I see all these bad things, and it's just like, yeah. But then how is it going to change? Because you know better, right? You can't blame the youngins. You can't blame the fans, because the youngins are doing what they're told, and the fans is just continuing everything that they've been doing, right? But yeah, that's what Kanye had to say. Again, I understand his viewpoints. I just feel like I don't know. Okay, so shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson and Sharika Jackson for being nominated for the Women's World Athlete Award. The World Athlete of the Year award. I feel like when someone fucks up and they fall on their face, as bloggers, as people in the entertainment industry, we're able to say, oh, Sha'Carri should smoke weed, Sha'Carri lost, Sha'Carri this, Sha'Carri that. But when someone is on top, we find it really hard to celebrate them. So shout out to you, Sha'Carri. This is well deserved. You've had an amazing season as it relates to your track career. And girl, just keep doing you. Just keep doing you. I feel like she is learning from her past, and she's navigating this industry the way she should, right? And everybody has a bad start. Hey, it's all about how you finish. All right. I wanted to say, before we play this, happy belated birthday to Toya, and let's just take a look to see how she celebrated. Hold on, was this her birthday party or was it a Halloween party? You know what? Let me say it's a Halloween party because I don't see birthday anywhere here. I don't know why. I assumed it was her birthday, but let's just take a look at Toya enjoying her Halloween party. All right, so it's kind of like choppy, but it is her birthday. Oh my god, I just read that. So it says, she says, "I love my city, New Orleans. Y'all showed the fuck out. What a way to end my birthday." Yes, so I was correct. I wasn't just being delulu. I did see something that made me know it was like subconsciously her birthday, so I just kind of said it. But anyway, moving along, happy birthday, Toya, the beautiful, magnificent Toya. So we went over this story with Chrisean and Summer Walker. I have it here twice. I don't gotta go through that. Now, this is another Chrisean Blueface thing. Honestly, you know what? I am going to choose to bypass this Chrisean Blueface story because what the fuck is different, right? Ooh. For those of you who are listening to the audio podcast, you don't know who just showed up on my screen, okay? Megan the Stallion, all right? She is that girl. Her, okay? She is her. All right. So Megan the Stallion has her new song coming out on November the 3rd, this Friday. So don't forget to pre-save it. It's called Cobra. Now, Meg, I love you. I love the glam. I love everything. I am not the biggest Snake fan. Not the least bit the biggest Snake fan. Actually, snakes are my least favorite. Least. Bring back, remember that dog that Moneybag Yo gave you? Bring that back. That I was here for. Those pictures, those moments, I'm here for. This snake moment that you're trying to create, babe, like seriously. But again, because I really do love Megan the Stallion, her artistry, her as a person, everything that she does create aesthetically, her ideas, I am going to embrace Cobra this Friday, and if we have a chance, we'll definitely listen to a piece of it on Friday. Shout out to you, Megan the Stallion, and sis is back out on these streets, okay? All right. So what I am going to do is I'm not going to pay attention to the Chrisean and Blueface mix up, but I am going to celebrate Chrisean Rock showing off her new smile. She has the tooth in. And it seems like it's staying this time. Hopefully it does, because I feel like Chrisean looks so much more beautiful with the tooth. I feel like not having the tooth have become like a staple for her and her brand. However, like, look how cute she looks. It's like once you see that light skin, no tooth girl walking down, you know, with the Blueface tattoo, you know it's Chrisean. But like, look at it with the tooth though.
Let's pray. Yeah. It reminds me of Joshua's co-cause right now. I can't wait to with my tooth in.
All right. So I know Chrisean, she has this one tooth that she literally pops in and out of her mouth. I hope that this one is indeed permanent, but we'll definitely take a look. And I feel like this is something that I would like to celebrate of hers. Okay. You know what? We're not even.
This year,
All right. So you know what? Let's see how long we've been at it. Okay, so we've been at it for an hour and 45 minutes. I think we can allow for the rest of the chitty chatty bang bang for tomorrow. Let me see how many stories we have. Blang, 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 blang. Okay, so we have quite a few stories. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to add any more stories to our lineup for tomorrow. We're just going to keep what we have and just keep jumping into that. It's crazy. I still didn't even get to run through it. Ugh. Okay. You know what? That is totally fine. What I'll do is I'll vet these stories today in terms of which ones are actually dope and worth talking about, and I might remove some of like the mediocre stuff. But anyway, it's an hour and 48 minutes. That's all I have for it today, because Assist got to go to the people them work. I forgot the people them job. If I never have to go to the people them job, would I sit on yes, we don't know for all 5 hour, 10 hour. But true, I have to go to the people them job. Make we just close it out. And we'll close it out we'll close it out with the quote of the day, which is by Napoleon Hill. And it says, again, for those of you who are tuning in a little bit later, it says, if you cannot do great things, do small things in great ways. So for those of you who are struggling with these grandiose ideas that you guys have, and it's like, I want to do big things, I want to do big things, but you're not quite where you want to be, start out small, set those stepping stones up for your major successes. All right, so yeah, and for those of you who are closing out with me, this is literally how I close out every day. I don't want to leave, I still want to stay and, like, discuss the stories with you guys. I really do, but duties, responsibilities definitely call. So again, I am Kay. This is Chat with KST, our entertainment podcast. You guys were able to see what we actually do over here. And yeah, visuals are always on YouTube. Audio is on the podcast platforms. And Minawanga. But laters, guys. Bye.